Right, let's see how scuffed I can make this. Pretty scuffed, considering this is the third take, but just had a bacon and cheese pizza. I hope it doesn't give me food poisoning, because I just made it very, very crappily, but I'm feeling alright, apart from a bit of a stomachache at the moment. But that's just natural. I have a stomachache like 24/7, so I guess there's nothing really to worry about there. But look at us, face cam moment. But I literally didn't even plan this out. I literally looked at my phone, realized that it had enough battery, and just said, all right, let's do a face cam for no good reason. And I have no clue how I'm supposed to do this. Like, what am I supposed to just like draw whilst looking at the camera? And then just like, I don't know, what is the point of a face cam? Hold on, should I like position this so that I can like gesture better? Yeah, if I just move it over here for a bit. Yeah, look at that lighting, my goodness. This is like some professional streamer setup. Oh my goodness. But yeah, oh god, we're back here, aren't we? Aren't we? We're back here, aren't we? On the stupid character design. Yeah, no progress since the last, there has been a bit of progress, actually. But, relatively, in relation to how much I should be making, no progress has been done, as you can see. Literally, I finished the face last episode, didn't I? And I don't even think this is the right face. Like, I like this face a lot better. So I don't know. I'll probably just have to do something else. just go and do something completely different. Just like whenever I draw her again, I'll probably do something more like this face. Actually, I should probably give an introduction to this video. But I thought that was probably the bacon and cheese pizza. It's just sort of talk we had. The talk of, oh god, no. So yeah, we're gonna continue on her on Rin's character design, because that's what we were doing last video, and we failed pretty miserably. What were we even doing? Straight up, I think we were just world building and sitting here like not doing nothing. But we're back and ready to world build once again. My Alpha Pencil is indeed charging because I had no preparation for this video whatsoever, and it was out of battery. So that's a problem. God, I gotta focus on so many different angles, and also I have no clue if that clap was able to sync up this stuff. It might just be completely scuffed. Also, I have two voice recorders going on at the moment, just my normal one and the one in the camera. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna use. Probably the camera one, because I'll probably sync better, but I don't know, it might sound a bit crap, I'm gonna be honest, so who knows. I'll just probably find something when editing. God, this is gonna take so long to make, because I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? God. Right, yeah, I figured out, I'll just talk you through. Yeah, it's a weird horn. I assume it's gotta have some sort of thickness, like maybe this is its cross section for the horn, something like that, for each one going like that. It's a bit weird, but I don't think it's that bad. Like it actually came from oh god, the phlegm in my throat right now is just stealing the show. It's the phlegm talk this week. But I stole this from a sort of design concept dump some time ago, when I just tried to get Shillis's horn down, but ended up just drawing a bunch of horns and none of them worked. Well, one of them worked, but then I just adapted that into a cone, and it was pretty useless. But I finally found some use for it, and gave Rin a sort of layered horn look. That looks flimsy as hell, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like it would bounce up and down as she jogged or something. It doesn't really look that. It just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't inspire horns, I guess. It doesn't inspire horniness. Why did I have to substitute something perfectly fine with that? I'm talking about my speech. Just to clarify, why do I? Oh God! Remember when I remember that talk where I became Jeremy? I think I'm trying a bit too hard to like replicate that stuff. I mean, it's good practice, because like Germa is the pinnacle of one man band, and I really want to start doing single player, just like one like solo videos. And practicing speaking like that might help, but I'm trying a bit hard. It's this thing I struggle with. Personality is if I should like put on a show for everyone, or if I should just be myself, because I mean, yeah, I'm kind of a personality, aren't I? You sort of see I guess constants of when I talk, and you can sort of understand that yes, this is me. But I mean, I am just the accumulation of all the personalities I've ever experienced. So like, there's not really any point trying to be yourself, because you're always going to be like the what's the C word that also means accumulation. I keep forgetting. This is what I was talking about this last episode. Why do I always have to like bring it up like it was like a big point or something? But yeah, I forget words. Just keep that in mind. Hey, just get on with this, all right? Got some diamond. I guess crest. I guess you could call this a crest. God, I sort of wanted right at the beginning. I wanted to make it like I wanted to make her like a detailed design. I wanted to make her really, I guess, epic, and not like just simple, minimalistic, and sort of easy to animate. I think easy to animate is cool, but I don't really. I want a cool character. I want a character that's completely epic and absolutely like, I don't know, just detailed all over. I just can't do that. I guess I just don't have that sort of mindset when I design characters. It just doesn't really work for me. So ended up with something a bit more simple. I'm not really that like mad at it though. I'm not fuming at the fact that I can't make some detailed characters, but I just don't think well, I don't think this is detailed enough, but I still think this is pretty epic. And also decided to give her an ear. I erased it here. You can see the remnants of it left because I didn't like it. Well, I just sort of sketched it up, and it wasn't really that good, and I just left it there, and then restarted the app at some point, and so it was just left there, so I couldn't like fix it or anything. But I want to design like an actual ear. I'm going Wings of Fire style. How I how I completely chewed them out, but also praised them in 2 videos ago or so. I don't know. Yeah, I think Wings of Fire anatomy stuff is really nice. So, and it's good for making epic dragons. So just use the tools to your advantage. And my tool is Wings of Fire. Even though I have no clue what on earth it is. All I know is it's edgy dragons, and that sounds pretty great. But I'm going to steal its anatomy. So something that can sort of relate. Actually, I just realized maybe if I make the horns a bit more diamond-like, because that's literally what we have here. I don't know, what is diamonds her aesthetic or what? I don't really understand what we're going for here. I just drew some shapes and it looked kind of nice, but maybe her nose can also like her nostrils can also resemble diamonds. I don't know how dedicated I am to that though. Maybe it's just fine. Who cares, right? Also added a little ring thing. Did some more a ring thing. Did some more. It really is the phlegm talk. My God, I hope water can fix this. Hey, at least you can see me drinking now when it all goes silent. Actually, no one watches these videos like anyway, and even if they did, they wouldn't like watch it through. But if you're watching, if you're looking at me being bright and dark because my camera is like weird, then I was drinking water then, and now you know. Because normally you wouldn't be able to see me drinking water, and it would go suddenly silent, and no one would know where I went, and they'll think I've left forever. But yeah, I've been doing some world building. Thought, what's a cool idea? Maybe well, Umbral as they're called now, but I might change in the future. Space dragons can, from the egg they come from, they can have a separate piece. They could have a what's it? Well, I didn't give it a name. I just don't know what you would call it. Like just like a weird accessory, I suppose you could call it. And yeah, it's like a separate thing that they carry around, like it's their culture, sort of like space dragons. They can what's it called? Telepathy? No, that's not it. what's it? Telekinesis, that's it. With the spoon. They can telekinesis anything. That's not how you say it, but I don't care. And so they just carry that around. They carry their like little birth symbol around with them to sort of signify that, oh, they're a space dragon, they can do this stuff. It's cool, isn't it? And so this is hers. Oh god, it's so weird that two screens are happening at the same time. I don't normally, it's not normally this complicated, but yeah, this is hers. And because she's named Rin, which inspires ring, which is the whole reason she's a space dragon, gave her a ring. But I realized that her goal, right, and I find this kind of weird. Making characters around a story feels weird for me. I always just make characters just in limbo, like they're just a character. They can sort of be anywhere. They don't really have a story. You could just like insert them anywhere and it would make sense. But making a character that sort of specifically comes down for a story is a bit strange, because there's like elements that aren't really like permanent. And so it's like, because Rin, she's an umbral element, space, and they're really shunned by everyone basically because of what someone did tons of time ago. Tons of time. Has anyone ever said that? And so she's come down to sort of break that cycle. But as you could see, it's a ring. Rings sort of signify infinity. But I thought instead of giving her like a birth symbol, a birth little stone thing, I don't even know what it is. I'll probably find a name for it. But it's like made of bone. It's basically like a separate skeleton, but there's no meat on it. It's just a bit of bone. It's not too bad. But I thought, rather than giving her something like I was gonna give her like a key as one of these things, but like that was it doesn't really like make sense it's just too big of a coincidence. Like, oh, this is her prophecy. Oh, I thought maybe like a better route to go would be, well, she was born with this sort of, I guess, what's it called? With this symbol of like foreverness, of eternity, of a ring, but she doesn't want everything to be the same forever. So what she does is, well, she either just like dumps it, she either just like leaves it at home or something, or she like just the more dramatic way, maybe something happens and it perchance breaks, and so there's nothing. So you break the cycle, you break the the foreverness, and you change something. I guess, I don't know. That just makes a lot more sense rather than giving her some sort of thing like, oh, it's a key, she's the chosen one. But yeah, no. Let's get on with the ear. What kind of ear? Honestly, the one before wasn't even that bad. I just didn't really think it. Well, I just didn't really think it was that fleshed out. But just to sort of just to conceptualize a bit, maybe something like this, like a diamond sort of thing. This is how most Wings of Fire dragons look, though. Like, this isn't exactly anything new or anything. I just don't really think I want to make something like a bit more creative than just the ear. But yeah, you could see it, because like, oh wait, this is way too in. This is right behind her eye, which is not quite how it's supposed to be. But you can see that it does like really like sort of balance her face out. I really want some more things, right? Okay, so I got pretty far. Actually, I'll just tell you guys where I got. Whilst designing her, I got to like probably here, and I gave her like sort of feathers there. If it doesn't make sense, like if you're gonna add feathers, you have to sort of add it on the chin. Like, you can see how balanced that looks. Everything just looks like, it's there. It makes sense, and it fills up her head, and it just looks really. It looks like it doesn't look really that bad. It looks like it's a nice design, but it doesn't really make much sense. I mean, feathers can't go behind the chin, because like how does like the feathery stick into the, it doesn't really, it doesn't really work. If you put it on the chin, however, if you make it like, if you sort of make it look like it's coming from the chin, it just looks like she has a goatee. I don't like that. I don't like how she just has a beard. So honestly, the way I did it here though, just like randomly, this doesn't actually look that crazy, but still, I don't want to chance it. I don't want people pointing that out just at some point, going like, oh, she has a beard. I just don't. I wouldn't feel very comfortable with that. But yeah. So something with her ear, that would follow an aesthetic. Obviously, it has to point. Does it though? What if I made it like sort of like the horn? What if it's literally just a horn shape? Because the horn shape is pretty much an ear. God, I suck at drawing. Something like that. It's literally just another. Yeah, it would look way too weird if it was just like another horn, but it was an ear. I don't really understand how how that would work. No. How about, right, well, I think the pointing one was pretty fine. What about something going upwards? And I'm not really, she's got like a really swept back look, you know? You know how you have mullets and you have, what else, like crests? Do people have crest hairstyles, like a sulfur crested cockatoo? Is that a thing? Is that like, surely that was a trend at some point, but, what if we have like something going up, swept upwards or something? I don't really know how you'd describe this sort of stuff, but something like that. I don't know. I don't think, no, it doesn't look that balanced. Doesn't look as swept, but yeah, she definitely has a swept back sort of. Even though her personality kind of reflects more of a pointy uppy sort of personality. So I don't really know what's the deal there. Like honestly though, this design, every time I look at it, I still sort of resonate with it. But it's just sitting here. I'm not doing anything with it. I think it's just way too cliche to have just like, oh, feather crest, cool. But just something actually designed might be a bit better. But every time I still really think that this doesn't really even, it's not even that bad. But this I'm just sort of working on, and it's still just not really working out too well. Could we do something about this? Can we give her some sort of upwards ear? I think it's starting to grow on me a bit. It's just like everything on her is so straight. Like you have like really just straight lines. It goes upwards, it goes backwards, and just like it's all very angular. There's not really many curves. I feel like giving her a curved ear would sort of ruin the flow of her head. But I don't really know. Maybe it could be like a sort of a breaker, you know, what's it, like the color that sort of gives your eyes a rest or something. I don't know. I don't know what they're called, alright. But yeah, honestly, it's starting to grow on me. And ears do tend to look like that. They do tend to form that sort of shape. So I don't know. Maybe we could keep something like that. I mean, maybe refine it a bit so that it doesn't look so sketchy. But yeah, it doesn't look all that bad. We'll keep it and see if it grows on us even more until it gives us a full infection, and we'll have to just keep it. Right, so something like this, and we can keep that. Right, I think leave that there for now and see if it grows on us afterwards. Something on her neck. I feel like something's on her neck. I feel like we need to like, I don't know, decorate her out, because I'm still sort of stuck with the sort of design just like making it detailed and everything. I feel like there needs to be a bit more than just like a crest and head and stuff, because that's what I did with all my other characters. Like, oh, they've got just a body shape, that's the whole of their body design, you know, like, oh, they're chubby, they're slim, that's their body design. And I just don't like other than colors, there's nothing else on their body, and literally all the design is just on their head. So it's not really that great. I don't think, because if you just remove their head, they would just look super generic and not entirely great. So I would like to maybe not have that and have something like a better designed body. Yeah, something oval here I should just do. I don't really need to make it crazy. I just need to make it fit the ear, you know. Does that work? Oh god, I messed up the end there. Yeah, just make it pointy, or not, or just like have it go like over here, and it'll do as well. Actually, this works. I think. I feel like that's a bit too much. I feel like we could totally just like go up before it ends, because that would make a lot of sense. Actually, all right, just scrap that for now. What if we just like did this? I don't know, man. Like the highest the most ear experience I've gotten is literally just with with a walk cycle that I'm drawing for someone else right now, which I've suddenly gotten a sort of burst of motivation to do. I really want to finish those up because I hate it being just in the background, like just messing with me, going like, oh, once you do everything, you still have that to do. I just want to get that done, and then I can go and learn everything else after I finish it, because I'm so finished. I'm so done with having those just chilling in my gallery unfinished, and really just ruining my mood every time I see them. Not really, but it's just annoying that I still have to mess with stuff like that even after this long. I thought they would have auto finished by now, you know, like art of the future. You just start doing it, you start drawing it, and it just finishes off for you. God, how am I going to explain it to those people? I mean, they probably don't care, but like, because they're getting something one way or another. I just hope they didn't like they're not like, they didn't like sign themselves up to a club or something, like the walk cycle club. Oh, finally I'm getting a walk cycle for my character, I can join the walk cycle club, and it's just like 3 months later, and it's just like nothing. God, I'd be deeply apologetic if that was the case. I'll have a talk with the walk cycle club and apologize for their clients' lack of a walk cycle for this long. What am I on about? Is that how ears work? I swear there's like a like an actual ear as well, but I don't know. Hold on. What if I just did what if I did the chicken hole, but it was like just a oh no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Maybe if I don't know. I've never drawn ears, just something like that, and it'll do, I guess. Honestly, that's starting to fall off of me again. Really, what is there something about like this ear that made it better? Honestly, yeah. It really does look a lot better than what I've done. So alright, to make it less scuffed. Hold on. Yeah, to make it less scuffed, maybe we can God, we should be on the body by now, but we're still here. What are we doing, mate? We could just like make this really low down and make it look really like curled over, and it'll be a nice ear, I think. God, have we really taken this long just to draw an ear? Well, I was explaining everything, so I'm excused, I guess. Right, her body, right, like I said in the last video, she's going to be quite normal. She's going to have quite the normal body build, and so how should that work? Not entirely sure. She looks really like depressed here. Honestly, I just hate my eyes. I hate how I kind of like, I did something all right before, but like it always looks really depressing. Like God, how do how like something like, oh God, something like that. But it does always just look like super depressing, and it never like it doesn't have the same energy as just oval eyes. Like, I never understand how people can draw like I don't know, like these sort of eyes and still have them look like kind of cute. Like, I feel like these eyes are sort of reserved for, oh God, what have I done? These eyes are sort of reserved for like the epic dragons, like the dragons that aren't like characters, I guess. That, well, I mean, not really, but like that aren't really like cartoony, I suppose. Like, they're more just like actually real dragons and not like weird looking ones. But I don't know. I just can't take my characters seriously with oval eyes. I mean, it's how I've always drawn. Maybe it could be like a staple of my style, but it's just not very good, you know. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing, mate. How do I make it like look less depressive? That's awful. I just don't understand. Like the only way I can sort of make eyes look like happy is if I just like draw the cheek on and sort of make the thing come down here. And I mean, if the mouth was like that, it would look a bit more happy. But it's just that's just not it though. Like that's not how real eyes look, you know. And you can't exactly make something epic when your eyes look like that. So it's not really a viable sort of way to draw. I just don't really know how else though. So I'm kind of stuck there, but we'll find something. We'll find something out. Are we having an ear like that? Can we like add something to it? Is this just like a hole here, like a hole that goes through? Why? I don't really understand. What the point about it would be? What if we have like a weird sort of what's it? What do they call the moon cycle? What if we have a weird lunar cycle, even though it's not really it's just circles getting bigger and smaller. Um, I don't really understand what the point of that is. That looks kind of like cheese, to be honest. It makes it look kind of like what are they called again? Changelings, yeah. So no, we won't have that. But yeah, honestly, I say this shape's a breaker. It really is. It looks like it completely does not fit on her head. But who knows? Maybe it'll grow back on me when I come back here. It's just a bit weird for me right now to look at this and go like, why is everything else so straight and this is just curved? I don't really understand. But who knows? Maybe if we just make her look a bit happier, and it might fit. I don't really know how eyes work still, so I'll leave it as it is. There we are. Brilliant. That's her head. Okay. So as we descend on her body, we shall world building. Yeah. Again, God, 2 videos in a row. Is it a bit much? I mean, I did like 3 videos in a row of me talking about working and vans and the other thing I don't remember and driving I think it was, but world building has been pretty strong these days. I mean, I say that literally. I plan a day for like world building. I'm like, okay, today I'm going to think of all these things and how these dragons do this and that, and I don't, and I just like, I don't know, do something else for the whole day. And at the end of the day, I spend like 2 minutes just like writing down everything that I've came up with so far, and that's my majority of world building, for a day. So that's, I don't know. That's a bit rubbish. Probably could spend a bit more time on that. This is absolutely not how. I don't really know. We should just make it smaller. Oh yeah. Also, here's sort of like yeah. Oh wait, this is her old ear, and that's her old feather stuff. Her old beard. But yeah. I realized her colors are kind of funky, a bit too funky for a character like her. I feel like something with darker might do well. But then again, I haven't like she's not like haven't really made her the rest of her body, because this is her, and I mean this is completely different to what I've planned out as well, because her horn color is absolutely just not right. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to design her whole body first before actually giving her a color palette, because it's just impossible to actually decide before I have anything down. So yeah, let's just get on with it, I guess. Yeah. So what have I actually been world building? Oh god, I put my seat up because my camera was like, oh, I have to actually stay in like the sort of middle part of my camera, otherwise I won't be able to crop the rest out when I edit it, and it'll look really stupid. But yeah, I wasn't actually world building, so I've been thinking a lot about history. Oh, actually, I could just show you. Actually, I'm not sure if I can. I was gonna come up with stupid homework, isn't it? If I can cancel before. Oh wait, no. Here we go. Oh wow, would you look at that? Looking around, looking around. Okay, yeah, I don't think there's nothing. Don't think there's nothing bad here, right? I don't wanna be just running around my pages haphazardly. All right, there's some personal information here. But yeah, this is what I've been sort of just writing recently. The world, or God, my stupid pages titles. Yeah, basically, I've got this. I'm sort of redeveloping my stuff. Because I've got, I don't think there's anything bad here, so I just use it. Oh God, I'm still looking. Is there anything bad here? No, I don't think there's quite anything. Right, yeah, this is my old sort of world, building sheet. And it's not really that great. There's a bunch of stuff that I've changed. Don't really, I don't really think this is, oh God, wait, what? South Opal, bro, that's from the first world. That's from the first world country. Hold on, but I didn't even, come up with, well, I sort of, oh God, the second world was so stupid. I made everything, and I came up with names and stuff, but it never made it into my story. I just didn't. I don't know. I just never really liked the second world, the one that was drawn up and everything properly, and the third world doesn't even have a shape. So yeah. So that was the old one. There's nothing really too important here. I just really. Well, the thing is, I know everything now. I know. I know everything now. I am God. But I know everything about my world in my head, so I don't really need that sheet to look at the stuff that I should remember or anything. I just want to rewrite everything down just from my head, so I don't have to bring over stuff that I don't want to from old worlds. But yeah, I haven't really gone far with Earth. All I know is it's gonna be a very big Earth to just inhabit all of the shenanigans the dragons get up to, because that if I'm gonna have a really a big history of just I guess gods and stuff on Earth. It wouldn't really help if the Earth was just a tiny little island, would it? And a tiny bit of magic would just destroy the whole thing, and that wouldn't be very good. So it needs to be big. It's probably a bit more natural than our world at the moment. Probably a bit less inhabited. It's probably just gonna have one continent. I don't really want to mess around with islands and all that. Well, I mean islands, sure, but I don't really want to have oh well, let's fly over to this country. It just sounds a bit weird. I just think there's not really any need for different islands and stuff and countries. It's just everything can be in a single place and it will be better. 500 years, that was just a given from. Well, it's just something I brought over from the old world that I think. Why? What? It's pointless. It's completely pointless. Actually, yeah, I didn't really think about why I even need this. So, it was originally just to be kooky, be oh, my dragons are 1.5 years. Well, it's got a 1.5 ratio to humans. Well, the ages, so I can say oh, well, these dragons are only 6, but they're actually 9. Impossible. But it's not really that important, to be honest. I don't really understand people who use I know I'm doing it, but I don't personally. I don't even think it's very I guess insightful or necessary to do oh, in dragon years they're actually something, but in human years they're, well, I mean, I guess relatively that might help. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that's the whole reason I did. God, I don't think these things through, but they're just in the back of my mind. Yeah, I suppose I did it because um they're sort of in relation to how old they are the way they are at that age, I guess. It's if a human was 12 years old and the dragon was 6 years old, but 12 years old in human years, it it would sort of reflect the personality of a 6-year-old, but they would have 12 years under their belt, under their belt. So, like, I guess it's a way of just extending time for them, and that's what I wanted to do, because I didn't want to make it like, oh, well, a year is only this long, and, because I want to, all my characters are, like, really young, and I want to fit a lot of stuff into their lives, before, like, a lot of backstory, before, even though I don't have a backstory anymore, do I? Because I've completely changed everything, so now Chillis is just a mysterious adopted son, and Amp is just normal, like usual. So I guess that's just weird, isn't it? Like, yeah, I mean, for me it's not completely unnecessary now, but back then, because I wanted Chillis to sort of have a certain set of abilities before he's met Amp, I guess, but also have spent enough time with Amp to be very, very close with them, and with him, and so I just thought, oh, right, I guess the only way to do it is if I just extended their years and made it so that it sounds like they're, like, young, but they've actually already, like, had a lot of time under their belt. So that was a weird long explanation for something completely irrelevant. I think my Apple Pencil's finished charging now, because I mean, we're not doing anything right now. Just let it charge for like another few minutes before we get back into drawing. But yeah, 500 day years, whatever. I mean, it's around about time. It's basically 365 times 1.5, that amount. But I just didn't. I forgot what it was, so I just 500 whatever. Wasn't it 548? That's just a number that I pulled out of my arse, but I don't really know if that's it. Yeah, mostly I've been basically developing dragons, and as you can see, I got a fair bit of writing in, and it's good because I've really developed the magic of it. I've really sort of figured out, like, how the magic in their world works, and how they could sort of use it and such. So yeah, this is mostly just about the dragon's magics, and where it is, how it comes, and I haven't really written about their history, but I suppose I'll write about it at some point, because it's all in my head. I can just write it down whenever I want, but yeah, it's just everything here is just mostly the current happenings of magic. And so, yeah, soul is basically it's like spirit is like spiritual stuff. It's like, it's the classic meaning of something that just exists inside of well, I guess it's the consciousness, but not quite. It's like what gives consciousness, and it's just there, I guess, and it floats around once you're dead. So that's just a thing that's trapped inside their crystal. Energy is that's just energy, self-explanatory. Dragon crystal. Now this is basically a core, I guess. It's pretty simple as well, pretty cliche. It's not really anything new, but I sort of tried to, I guess, put my twist on it, sort of make it my own, I guess. So crystals, it's just like, it's a thing like their heart, but it's like more of a spiritual thing rather than scientific. Heart's like the scientific core, whilst the crystal's probably it's like the what's it, inhibitor, not inhibitor, the habilitator, the thing that allows for magic, I guess, is the sort of bridge between scientific and magic. Is, oh great, there's a crystal, so now everything's like magical and I don't have to explain anything. But yeah, it's basically a thing along with their heart. It does use scientific means, such as blood. Alright, I guess, do I just read it out? It's a bit boring, isn't it? A vessel that contains the soul of a common dragon. It resides inside the chest alongside the heart. It holds a dragon's energy, but it can also hold different energy to that of its dragon's soul. Its soul is actually, I didn't actually explain this very well, did I? A soul is basically like, I guess, it has an element attached to it, basically. I don't know why. I guess that's what it has developed to be. Basically the soul is the dragon's element, and also consciousness. but not quite. It's just like it's sort of primal consciousness, I guess. It's like it's there, it just exists, but it's not quite thinking. But yeah, it is the element of the dragon as well. And what else is it? I actually have to read this. Yeah, no, it's just a spirit and element is the soul. All right, where was I? It also hold a different energy to that of this dragon soul. So it can also hold. I've made it so that yes, you can share elements. You can totally be like a fire dragon and have water energy inside your crystal. By means of absorbing energy from others' blood. I know it's a bit. I mean, it's edgy and stuff, but it's not like commonplace. It's just something that can happen. It's not like, oh, that's what they do all day. They just suck each other's blood and stuff. So that's a thing now. By absorbing the energy in the blood of another dragon, yes, explained, that can be used but not replenished because the soul is the element. Therefore, it can replenish the energy that's the energy of the element that's well, I mean, energy. Oh, God, I do just need to read all of this out, don't I? Energy is basically just like energy, but it can also be used as the element. It's like energy is sort of like a weird it's a weird substance now that is just like instead of like sugar in your muscles or whatever it is. I don't know what energy is in real life, but instead of like something that's just inside your muscles or just chilling, it's inside a crystal that can be like distributed around and stuff, and that can be used in muscle, but it could also be used in magic and stuff. So that's sort of what energy is now. So yeah, Dragon Soul can replenish that energy. Well, I guess the energy has to be like element specific now, doesn't it? Because you can like share it around. You can't just suddenly turn energy into like 5 different elements. That doesn't really quite work. So I guess that's a bit weird, isn't it? That you can also be used as like physical energy. Like, would water energy affect your muscles differently than fire energy? I don't know. That could be like a different sort of thing, a different path we go on. Like maybe like, I don't know. We'll think about it. But yeah, the soul replenishes that type of energy inside the crystal. But if you just like grab it from someone else without their soul, then it can't replenish. Obviously, that's just how it works, you know. Just as you do. Now, where was I? However, a dragon whose body cannot accommodate a different element can be harmed by said element if it used without caution. So like if you're like if you're a fire dragon and you steal some electric energy and you try to use it, you're not going to be able to. You're just going to shock yourself because you're an idiot, and you can't without caution, I guess, because electricity. I've sort of made it so that it's not really the direction of the electric bolts, because that's the thing that comes to mind. You're not going to be powering light bulbs, are you, in a dragon world? But the direction of the bolt is mostly reliant, I guess, dependent on charges. I think it's like, doesn't it go from positive to negative? Like the electricity comes from the positive and goes into the negative. So what electric dragons can do is they can change the charges of different objects. So mostly if they're using electricity, I think this is how it works. I don't know how these electric stuff works, but you get the idea. Okay, you get the idea. If they have to change their own charge to positive so that the electricity doesn't shock them. Once again, I don't know if that's actually the right thing, but you get the idea. And they change the charge of what they're trying to strike to negative. So I guess it's a bit weird because I guess it's a ranged thing. Like the further something is, the harder it is to. Well, I mean, it's 2 different factors, isn't it? Like the further something is, the harder it is to change its charge, and the more sort of volts you'd have to put into a bolt to be able to reach that object. So I guess it works, whatever. But a fire dragon might not know that, or I mean, I mean, if they did, they would be able to do that. So, but what I mean, changing of charges would be a sort of magical thing. So I guess it can be done. It's just that stuff like water elements. They've got water breathing, but like that's because they've got gills and stuff. If you absorb their energy, you're not just gonna grow gills, so you still can't breathe water. So I mean, it's just like physical and magical stuff you have to sort of figure out. But I guess what I was on about in this can be harmed by said element. Well, I mean, yeah, it's just, well, an ice dragon's body just probably wouldn't be able to accommodate, like, say, light or fire, and if they use it, they'll probably get burnt because that's just not how their body works. It's like, yeah, I guess it is just like physical limitations of what the magic can't sort of change, what the magic can affect as well. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Crystals can also contain multiple souls. This is achieved when another crystal is extracted out of its body, and through process, the soul is trapped within a new crystal and now produces the energy of the soul's element. I still haven't figured out the phantom ritual, the equivalent of the phantom ritual for this. Honestly, I'm sort of thinking about making it like a phantom element, because like that was the thought process in the first place of me naming it phantom elements, because like it isn't quite, well, I mean, now it is, because I've sort of made everything materialistic. I've made everything tangible, but before it was more like, oh, it could feel like you're using that element, but it might not be like the real element. If you steal someone's soul and try to use it, it might not be actual fire you're breathing, but it could feel like you're breathing fire. It could like imitate your breath. I don't know though. I don't know. That doesn't work now, because it is just literally, you're literally just like taking like this thing that someone else had, and it's basically the same thing. So no, it's not really that phantom's not really a good name for it now, but yeah, just through some sort of process that I thought should probably be a bit more safeguarded, like, so that not everybody, like, it's not built in. Like originally I was gonna have it like, oh, maybe they just take the crystal out and they smash it or something, the soul comes out, and like their own crystal sort of has an automatic function of sucking in an element, but that just doesn't, it just doesn't feel right. Like why would a crystal have that sort of function? Like what point would it sort of have in natural evolution? I guess it just doesn't really make sense. So I feel like it has to be something someone discovered, like through a process, how it would do, and it would like spread through soft spoken word, and just like not a very well known sort of a process, but those who know can sort of gain the power, So I thought I still have to think like what sort of process it would be. Sort of maybe I thought it has to include the use of the space element, and like that sort of endangers that element of dragons specifically. Well, space and soul maybe, because soul is sort of also like, well, I mean, soul's pretty soul is literally an element, isn't it? Yeah. So I guess they're kind of overpowered, aren't they? But I mean, so is everyone else, so is space and time. You can't really battle with those, but literally there's an element that controls souls, so maybe they're the ones being endangered, who knows. So yeah, like through taking, well, I mean, like soul elements can have that sort of function of just like taking a soul, like sucking a soul into their own crystal, and maybe that's how they sort of figure out, right, they just need the energy of a soul element. So like they could take the energy from the blood of a soul element, and then they could use that sort of energy to take the soul of the soul element, and then they could produce that energy themselves, and that would be good. And then they've done it. I mean, I've just come up with it, haven't I? That's basically the process. Yeah. Well, I mean, I could maybe through process asterisks, and I could write that somewhere. I could write that somewhere But it's not set in stone. And the thing I'm afraid of with world building now is just changes, man. Because like, I was doing this going like, oh, what a wonderful world, and going like, oh wow, this is gonna last forever. But no, all of this is useless. All of this is completely like just trash. It's in my general waste. Can I just go onto my actual on my iPad pages, where are we going? Yeah, it's all in my general waste basically. My general waste is just a reminder of my failure to world build and character build. It's just and tell stories, because I've got Shine and Bad, and those two are basically teenage fantasies that I just came up with, and yeah, it's not really working out too well. Well, obviously it's in the general waste, but yeah. So now I'm just sort of cautious that, well, what I'm doing here might just be wholly useless, and I'll probably. Well, I mean, the thing is, if it gets better, there's not really much to be afraid of, As long as I think of something better to replace this, then I don't really need to worry about it, do I? So I guess it's not really that scary. It's not really that crazy of a thing. So yeah, whatever. But still, it's a bit weird that I'm just doing this, but it might just be completely replaced in the future. But yeah, through process, the soul is trapped within a new crystal, and new precision energy. Yes, that's it. That's all figured out, I think. So this, however, can cause possession of the new vessel if the original soul is weak. So this comes sort of, I like this because it adds a whole new sort of layer to my world, and it sort of makes it like. It makes it a lot more like, I guess, psychological. It's so weird though. I never thought this would sort of be a thing. Basically, like, if people are looking for power, if they want to like take other people's souls, their own soul has to be incredibly strong. Like, they're gonna have to be like the most cold-blooded killer in history, because they can't be weak. They can't, like, they have to have control over the souls that they gather, because it's like a level playing ground, inside a crystal. It's not like there's not like a throne in the crystal for the original soul. So like, any new souls that come into the crystal, it's basically like a consciousness that you've sort of just inhabited inside you. So if you're weak, if you can't take control over that soul's just gonna take your body and become you. That's like, I don't know. That's kind of crazy to me. I know it's kind of stupid going like, oh, all this fiction stuff is so crazy. Oh my god, how did they do that? I know it's kind of dumb, but it's like, I didn't think I'd world build this far, to be honest, and like, I've never actually thought of this sort of stuff before, but I think it's quite a cool concept that could happen. And it's like someone's out looking for power, but instead they just get possessed. How crazy would that be? So that sort of thing that could happen. But also, so I guess, yeah, that's just another layer to the power hungry arc of history. A crystal has an energy limit. Yes, that's a given. But also a soul threshold. So I'm not really sure what this threshold would be. I mean, it would make sense to have it at 2, because, well, a crystal really is only built to have a single soul, because there's not really any reason for crystal to have more than one soul. So I don't really think. Well, I mean, like, a soul, it is weird because, like, it's not really tangible. I guess it is just the magical side of things that, like, sort of like, you have to just be like, oh, you just have to accept it. Like, all right, that's just how mafia works, right? But yeah. So a crystal can only contain maybe one soul. But that's sort of the logical answer. But like, I sort of want it to be a bit more overpowered. Like, I want it to be like maybe 100 as a as a starting point, because I have this character that ends up getting billions and billions of souls, and I don't know how disfigured his crystal would be. Like, his body would become the crystal instead of just like it's not even a thing inside him anymore. It's just literally him. But like, just I don't know, like maybe it like increases exponentially. Maybe it's like a sort of immunity thing. Like at first you can only hold two, but as soon as you start holding them, your crystal sort of adapts and you can like hold a bunch more afterwards. But yeah, basically, um, as it's not meant to, as crystals aren't meant to contain more than one soul, a crystal can become unstable and fracture under the command of two souls, well, under the housing of two souls. However, stronger crystals with larger size or higher density can withstand the containment of more souls. So that's how they sort of look after it. Is if it's big, if it's dense, it can hold more souls. I think that just makes sense. And that could sort of end up with like really heavy stuff, like really heavy like gods that can't move because of how dense their crystals are. Just like I don't know. I misread something on someone's character sheet of like a sort of godly character, I guess, and it sounded like they couldn't move very well, and I thought to myself, wow. What's it called? God, I can't even remember what quote I made up. Um, what is it? What's it when you can't move very well? Um, Immobilization. I think it was just something different than that, but it was like immobilization is badass or something. But I feel like that is the feeling. It feels like, oh, you can't move because you're so powerful. That's badass. You know. I don't know if that's just me. It might be stupid to other people, and it's just like, what a loser. You can't move, but. To me, it just sounds like, I don't know. It sounds like a cool trade-off. Like you're this powerful, but you can't move very well. You know. So that's that, I guess. That's the dragon crystal. And the dragon's pearl, it's basically the same thing, but inside the special elements. So space, time, and soul. Those three have pearls, and they basically come from, I guess, a different part of the universe. At this point, it's sort of decided that they didn't grow up with the simple dragons. They actually just came because they saw them here, and it's like, oh, more dragons, cool. So they're here now, and they have pearls, which I guess is sort of, yeah, cool, I guess. It's a bit different to a crystal, but it's not really that crazy. I guess, yeah, because, I mean, I've written here that they're capable of storing and dispelling more energy and a generally larger soul threshold. So I guess it sort of makes sense that with a pearl you'd be a lot more prone to become a god than if you just had a crystal. So yeah, whatever, I guess. But yeah, it's not much to bring to attention there. Just a pearl. Who cares? Elements, and elements is sort of just like it's sort of what I was missing the whole time. Is just the magic, because I've always thought of elements as just like, oh, it's just a dragon thing, right? It exists in dragons, and dragons are the only ones that have it, and they just run around with elements, breathing fire and stuff, and cool, whatever, right? But now I've sort of made it sort of actual part of the world. So they're just basically magic, and it's just everywhere. It's all in the air. It's all just a sort of aura, I guess, in the air, just everywhere. And they're attracted to dense minerals and can be found naturally stored inside ores and crystals. And that's actually the origin of dragon elements, because dragons like eating crystals, as My Little Pony very well demonstrates. I don't actually know how factually accurate that is, but I thought works. That works for me, right? And so dragons ate their way into power. And yeah, basically they ate a bunch of crystals that contained magic, and the magic was just like going inside of them. I'm actually making all this up as I go because I haven't gotten this far, but they eat the crystals, and the naturally stored magic in the crystal sort of goes into their body and sort of just sits there. And so dragons sort of evolved and adapted to store that magic somewhere and make it actually utilize it, instead of just having it sit in their bodies. Like, I guess it sort of sits in everything. Like, there could be just magic like inside like a crocodile or something, just a deer, and they could have magic inside them. Well, I mean, that's what I was talking about in like the last video or the video before, wasn't I? like they could totally just have elements inside them, but they can't really use it because they don't have a really good way of dispelling it. But dragons sort of just evolved, and then because they ate all the crystals, just part of the crystals became them. And yeah, that's just how the dragon crystal became, and that's sort of the history of the dragon crystal, which I might write somewhere, who knows. But I mean, it could totally just sit in my head, and I'd know because it's not really something you'd forget easily. But yeah, just that's sort of the history, I guess. Natural elements take the form of fire, water, earth, and air. So it's just I don't know. Like I heard like in history, like those are sort of the natural elements. I mean, I know Avatar and stuff, but like surely they would have taken it from just like natural history anyway, or real world history, right? Because in like I think in I don't know, Asian culture, maybe just Chinese culture, it is a pretty sort of well-known elements, basically the elements, those four elements, basically the elements. And yeah, I just think I could totally just leave him here and have him work, because it just does, but I guess dragons themselves, once they sort of took those elements, they ended up evolving those elements along with themselves, making fire, electricity, and light, and making water, ice. That's really it, isn't it? Because dark is a completely different element now. It's not exactly an evolution of it, which makes sense, obviously. The dumb idea to begin with, but yeah. So I mean, I considered going the Avatar route and just making it so that, well, I mean, experienced fire elements could probably make lightning, but I guess it just doesn't really, I don't know. I mean, experienced fire elements could probably imitate light in a way, but light is obviously going to still reign supreme. Light is going to be a lot more powerful and actually work like light, and not just a ball of flame that might just not really that plausible for someone to be that powerful. I mean, yeah, I suppose if you're a really powerful fire element, you could totally like use fire as light, but I mean, I'm saying light as in like lasers and stuff, not just like a light bulb, like, oh, I can see now, but it's just like it's actual like matter, plasma, that stuff. It's actual tangible stuff, not just like the shade of light. Well, the highlight? Oh, that's not quite, is it? But yeah, those are the things. But like I thought, like, could earth and air sort of turn into something as well? I don't really know. I didn't really think that far with it. Earth and air is just sort of like, I mean, earth could probably be metals, but like, what's the opposite of metals? What would it be? Who knows? But yeah, earth and air just stay the same. They don't evolve because there's not really anywhere to go, to be honest. So yeah, that's really that. And the elements of higher power that just come from somewhere else. I guess these are everywhere as well, but yeah. Elements of higher power take the form of time, space, and in living environments, soul. Because I guess soul sort of soul sort of looks after living things, and you can't really use the element anywhere if your environment is just dead, like there's nothing around you, and you just can't really use it. So yeah, it can really only exist inside a living environment. So these special elements are less commonly found naturally stored because they're unstable, and they aren't really attracted to. Oh. Well, I suppose. Oh, it's because oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I'm recording in like 4K 60 frames. Why on earth would I be doing that? Okay, at least it's saved, I think. How long is this? Because I realize I am actually still recording on my iPad, so maybe we could just like leave it, because I don't need face cam, do I? But oh god, why is it? Oh, how much do I have stuff in my I actually quite like that though. I did like having the face cam just sitting there, because it was a pretty nice. What's in here? Is there stuff? Dude, it's just a bunch of stuff that I recorded in like super high quality because my camera's at so high quality for no good reason. Let's just turn that off for next time, because I never remember these stuff. Where's my camera? Look at that. 180p at 60 frames per second. This is just not. This is not gonna do. Yes, turn out to 720p. Well, I mean, if I ever want to change it, I can always go back. But it's so dumb. Why'd I do that? Whatever. Right. That's the end of my face cam, I suppose. That's the end of all interesting parts. Whatever. But here we are. Actually stored and stuff. Still recording. Actually, I do have to check this. No, I can see that the voice recorder's going. Yeah, so they're not really attracted to dense minerals. I guess that's why they're in pearls. Pearls aren't exactly a mineral. I mean, they're sort of like a natural. They're not really like stone, so I guess they're sort of more attracted to pearls. Maybe that's, I don't know. I don't know the origins of Haven't made the origins for the special elements yet. Because, well, like, they didn't eat pearls and then suddenly form pearls inside them, right? They might just be like clam-like. Well, is it clams? Do clams form pearls? They might just be like those shell-like creatures that sort of form pearls naturally, but those elements just happen to be attracted to pearls, I guess, and they just gained control over those elements just randomly. Just like, oh, I'm making pearls. Oh, I got elements. Cool. That's their origin. Great. So yeah, that's all I've come up with so far. God, that took a long time. It took way longer than I sort of anticipated. But yeah, it's cool, I think. And I think I explained it all right. I don't really know. Might just be a bit awful, but yeah, that's a thing. We're back in my drawings. I don't think there's anything to draw. I don't think there's anything left to draw today, to be honest. I'll just explain one last thing that I was sort of thinking about. There has been work, but like the last time I came on was just like I don't know, 4 days ago or so. So there's not really much to talk about. Yeah, I mean, something did happen recently that I could talk about, but I've just been talking about world building the whole time. It's really it's an exciting time for world building, alright. I'm expanding, I'm making changes, it's cool, okay. You know what, I'll get started with designing the body. Why not? Yeah, so, what was I going to talk about first? Work's been alright. Still pretty rubbish because my dad's still not around. God, things only work when my dad's around. My dad's been doing camper van videos. It's kind of funny, but not really. It's a bit rubbish, to be honest. Sorry, Dad. Yeah, it's just his I don't know what's wrong with his stuff. It's just not. He sort of has a weird perception of I guess what is it, like beauty, I think. I don't know, it's just the things he makes sort of seem like something he would think looks really cool, but in reality it's sort of just mediocre. Sorry, Dad. But I mean if I was there, I'd probably do it a bit differently. But yeah, I mean it's still cool. It's cool to see. But of course, he's not exactly got the expert converted the clan van. So it's just him sort of cooking stuff a bit, and he doesn't. It's weird as well because it was like cooking a steak and fish at the same time. Like I just think that's kind of weird. Like I don't know, like I mean he's not like bending to to audience satisfaction, which I guess is good for him, but it's still just a bit weird that you're eating a steak and fish at the same time on a camping trip. I don't know why that's funny. It's just stupid. Oh, but yeah, hopefully he takes me on one someday. Probably not anytime soon though, because he just wants me to work and he wants to go and relax as I just take over his business. Sad. God, I can't with him because he's gone off. I mean, I guess that's the whole point of being a big boss, isn't it? You finish work and then you leave everything else with your employees. Good for him. Good for him, right? But at work, yeah, I've been doing a lot more. A lot of installations, been doing well. God, I'm so physically frail. I can't do anything without like losing like 50% of my body fat, my water. I don't know. I just sweat so much whenever I'm in any sort of situation that requires a bit more strength than average. Like I'm standing on top of a ladder trying to get something in, and it just wouldn't go in. I'm standing there for like 20 seconds trying to get it in, and by the end I'm like completely soaked through. So it's just it's just not really that great. But I've not really done anything like terrible yet. I've not like completely screwed someone's I mean, I did drop something, and if it was like a different, like it was I'm not going to get into the technical terms because absolutely no one is going to understand. But basically, like it was a sort of material of blind that wasn't that easy to crease, and I dropped it when it was completely out because I was stupid. I was trying to lodge something into the bit it was connected in without even thinking, and it just dropped, and I was like shaking in my boots, and the owner came to me. The owner of that house was like he was like, I don't know, he's such a, he's just felt like he got that saint energy, you know, like he was so soft spoken and like understanding. I don't really know. He was just a really pleasant guy, and he was just kind of like staring at me disapprovingly, going like, you dropped it. I was like, yeah, I dropped it. And luckily it wasn't that creased, so that was good. If it was the other material I was using, it would have been just the worst thing, because I'd have to take it back and redo it and everything. It would have been so bad. But yeah, it wasn't too bad that time. It was in the city actually, so I was sort of like I was in that grind mindset, you know, waking up and you see the city skylines. It's like that LA stuff, you know. But yeah, it was just yeah, on that trip I was thinking, yeah, no, that was anything else would work. I don't really think there's anything else would work. I don't really think I've been doing that much. Been doing this guy's homework all this time, but it's just super annoying because I mean, it's fair because he's got stuff to do, you know. He's sort of like doing a lot of stuff, doing a lot of work, so he doesn't really have that much time for homework because he's learning something online. Well, he's doing online classes. He's not just going on YouTube or something, but he's got all his homework that he just hands to me that I have to spend like, I don't know, a fair few hours doing every week or so, just so I can like get him a pass or something, even though he doesn't like do half of it, because half of it is like in person homework, and it's just like I doubt he does that, so I might just be doing all this homework for nothing, but I'm helping out as it seems, so good for me, I guess. This is way too long, I feel. Actually, we'll see. We can totally just change it later. But yeah, on that trip, on that installation journey, because we're quite far from the city. I love long car trips that I don't have to drive, because I hate driving. I can't think whilst driving. I can't do anything. I have to stare hard at the road. Oh, I'm terrified of driving now, because it's just, I'm not even terrified. It's like, it's easy when you're in the car, but you're like, the anticipation for getting on the road is just so, I don't like it, because it really stresses me out, even though at really difficult situations, I get really stressed out, because like, I think of how I would handle it in a manual car. Like, I don't know why. I always just like, going uphill, I get really stressed out even though I'm in an automatic, just thinking like, oh, I've got to do this in a manual someday, and I just can't. It really gives me anxiety just driving something that I couldn't drive in another car. I just don't. Oh, someday I'm gonna have to learn manual, and it's gonna be ugly. And I can't. I guess I'm just really angsty about that, to be honest, because I can drive an automatic fine, but if I drive a manual, there's just going to be situations that I cannot handle, and I'm definitely going to mess up and ruin something. I just can't handle that. So I can't handle that thought. So that's my problem with driving right now. But
whilst I'm getting driven, I love it. I love long driving trips because I can just sit there and think about world building and just stuff in general. It's really nice. It's a good vibe getting driven. Um, and on that drive to the city, which was like an hour long, I was thinking about animation. I was thinking about what was it? I guess just like a I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. It's probably not gonna be. Well, it's obviously it's probably just gonna be like a short film, I reckon, or just like a sort of one-off fight scene animation, because I don't know, I don't really feel like making a whole story about this, even though it is literally gonna be the history of my world. I don't really want to make a whole. It's just the amount of effort needed to animate the whole thing is just a bit much for me, so I don't think I want to do that very much. But yeah, I've been thinking about this final fight scene, and this is sort of what I've been struggling with, because Crow. I keep talking about Crow, right? Crow's my god character, isn't he? But not really, because he dies. You see, right? Okay, so basically this is what happens. This guy, I'm not even sure who he is now. He collects all these elements. He farms all these dragons. He takes their souls. He becomes god, and I guess I'll give the summary, so spoilers, I guess. He becomes god, and I guess secret society, maybe, who knows? Just well, I mean, they're trying to keep low, aren't they? Because they're really they're the only ones left with power, I guess, and that could like sort of stop the god dragon. Not Crow, because I don't know who he is yet. They sort of prepare and stuff. They sort of have to come together and sort of survive and formulate plans to take down the god. And I guess all this comes down to a day where they fight. Of course, the epic end fight. They fight till the death of the sort of everything. What am I on about? But yeah, no. So this dragon who instead of getting all of his souls from farming, all of the souls he sort of allowed all of the souls in. So he's basically full of all his friends. That sounds so stupid. He's sort of just like completely like everyone around him just volunteered to like give him their souls. I guess this was like a formulated plan, I suppose. And like it's sort of like weird, like, because who would be best to give all your souls to, right? Because it would be a bit stupid if like the guy that was like, if the body they were using to sort of defeat the god was like not a special element. But it only make sense, wouldn't it? Because special elements, they sort of sound like they depend on magic. They're not really that physical. And the most physical dragon I could sort of imagine is Earth dragon. They would be muscly, they would be strong, and they sound like someone who would be able to handle like a black hole's weight of a crystal inside them. It just doesn't really seem like something like a special element would be up for. So I don't really know in that respect who's the lucky contender to be housing all those souls. But it's somebody, and hopefully it's someone epic. Hopefully they don't have to be too visually strong, because I don't know, I like my gods, like I like my gods sort of like hidden. I like them sort of looking like not much, but like inside they are just completely like cracked, I guess. But yeah, it's basically there's this guy with all of his comrades' souls inside him, and they're sort of I guess this might be a discovery of some sort, maybe. Like they sort of found that they can, if all of them control a single body with all of the elements, with all of the energy, all the power, then they could like coordinate better than if a single soul was controlling over all of them, which is what Crow's doing. Well, Crow, God, again. I'll explain why it might not be him later, right? which is what the god is doing. He's basically taken all these souls and he's got control over all of them, but he controls his own body. You know, he's the one who makes the decisions. He's the one who does everything. So he's like, I guess, a single person, whilst his contender is the I need to know what the word is. What is the word? What is the C word? The accumulation, the conundrum. I don't know. It's not concoction. I know that's not it. The God, who knows? But basically, his contender, the whatever dragon who's got all the souls in him, they're using complete. God, all these books on my table are really like slanted. I just want to push them against the wall so they don't like fall over or something. just my monkey brain. God. But yeah, they're really coordinated and using their power together, and so they're like really I guess they're like an actual challenge, and they sort of encourage like teamwork and cooperativeness, and that's sort of represented well, in the animation it would be represented through, hold on, could I do this? This is gonna look stupid, but I love stupid things, you know me. Oh, brilliant. Oh, it's not that no, it's not that bad, is it? Well, how would it, because oh god, she's like huge. But if I make her head like big, then she's like tiny. What would be a good how long is her neck? You know, I don't think that's actually too bad. That's actually quite normal, I'd say. What kind of tail? Something like, I mean, like for a special element, I think something like something more slim might be better. I mean, it's just silly. I'm just doing weird stuff, but something like that. Yeah, you know what? That could be fine. But of course, I still need to, like, I'm not just trying to make her body shape. I'm trying to actually design her body. So what could be on it? Like piercings or something? What? I don't know. Well, like, what do they normally put on bodies? Scales. What kind of scales would she have? Would the special elements have like really cool scales, or would they be like slim? Would they have just like small scales? I think cool scales would be cool, I suppose. I don't really know how I'm supposed to do that though. Maybe something stupid, who knows. But yeah, so in the animation, whenever I guess it's sort of signified by eye color. I know it's a bit like cliche, like My Little Pony eye color cliche, but like basically whoever's controlling the body, I guess this is like really in the possession sort of area I'm talking about here. It's a lot about like the possession stuff I was talking about earlier. So whoever is possessing the body, it would change to, I guess, their eye color. I guess eye color is just the sort of another aspect of magic in my world now, because I don't know, it's just a good representation. There's not really any other ways, like what do they like shape shift into their original body or something? It doesn't work. Or maybe it's like idiosyncrasies. I don't know if how well that could be represented. Knowing me, I'd probably mess it up terribly in the animation and not be able to express any of it properly. But it would be like a cool detail, like if we have like characters that merge into one, we could like use idiosyncrasies to represent who's sort of talking, who's sort of possessing the body. But as of now, and the sort of best way to represent it would be eye color. So whenever the body is being controlled by a group, the irises become white. Because I mean, it's sort of like CMYK, isn't it? Because it's all the colors sort of combining into white. I mean, in reality, it would probably look something stupid like I don't know, olive colored or something, like puke olive colored. That would probably be the culmination. The culmination. That's right. Oh god, I actually was able to think of that. Yeah, that'd be the culmination of all the eye colors merging into one. But for magical purposes, it would be cool if when everybody's sort of controlling the same body, the eye color sort of becomes white because all of the eye colors sort of merge, and because it's, I mean, I'd imagine it's sort of like a rainbow. It becomes white, and that's cool, I think. And through that, they're able to I guess coordinate a lot better, because it's this like billions of minds sort of working together against a single mind. That's a lot. It feels a lot better than just like a strong guy just coming to contest the god. That sounds kind of stupid. There's got to be some sort of like reason why someone is able to contest God. So they do that. But I mean, Crow's still like got billions and billions of souls in him, so he's still pretty powerful, So he's still holding his own. But the way they sort of get him, the way they are able to defeat him in the end. Spoiler alert. So I don't know. Okay, I haven't figured out exactly how it would like sort of work. I don't want to make it like, hey, can you hear us? We're here to help you. Like, I don't know. I don't really want to make it too like I don't know, like speaking to the souls inside him. But basically they're somehow able to get the souls inside him. Or okay, no, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've figured something out for this. Basically they weaken his mind. They weaken the god's mind, so that they're like so that they start developing anxiety, and they're sort of starting to become unsure of themselves, and they're sort of just trying to find like cracks. They're trying to find cracks in his mind, trying to like really force themselves into his consciousness, trying to make him really feel bad about what he's doing, And so the weaker his mind gets, the more the other souls are able to take him over, and so that's sort of represented with the god's eyes becoming white at points, and he's trying to fight them off. He's trying to not like give in to that. But the contester, like, he's embracing that. He like encourages like a teamwork, being piloted. This has become a mecha, hasn't it? A mecha film, a short film, just like piloting bodies. But like, yeah, like they encourage being possessed by multiple souls, while Crow has to maintain his own soul, controlling everyone, because otherwise he would just like, I don't know, destroy. He'd just become self-destructive or something, because everybody inside him hates him, So that's really how it goes. Okay, right. Where is my Procreate? Because sort of how long has it been? Oh my goodness. How do these just keep dragging out? My world building videos are like surprisingly long these days. Well, just the past two videos, well, this video and the last video, but yeah, so I've come up with the scene. I've come up with the end scene. I'm not really sure how sort of climactic this could be. This might just be completely stupid, but like, I don't know, like if I make the fight too exciting and too eventful, then like this would just be completely anticlimactic, and it would feel really stupid. I tried to make a storyboard, but I just failed. I really suck. But you know what? Let's try to make it here, because I could try to do something with that, right? Why is all my onion skin stuff is really bad, but all right. So if I just where's my brush? Oh god, me when I switch applications, I can never get a handle on what I'm doing, what gestures to use when I want to undo and stuff. God. But oh god, I need an itch. Jeez. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let's try to do something. Let's try to do a quick sketch, because I need to practice that. Right. So all of it culminates into this end scene where Crow, the guy, he's sort of nearly gotten taken over by all of his souls, all the souls he's controlling, and so he's he's come down here. Well, he's come down here. I'm explaining the scene so weirdly. He's all right. I'll finish this up and just like just tell you after I finish this. But right. Oh God, I always struggle in this part because I have no clue how to do an open mouth. That is like sort of intimidating. I don't know. Maybe something like this. I don't know. It's gonna look stupid. I know this for sure. But God, I don't care. All right. I just need something to represent what I want to talk about. All right. Right now. Actually, let's not come out. Let's not come out too bad. So, right, yes, all right. So, he's nearly gotten taken over by the souls, and his irises are sort of white. So he's getting really annoyed. Like, oh, why is this happening? Why isn't it working? I need to defeat this other guy. Right. So, it's a scene. God, it's weird explaining scenes rather than actual story, but cuts to I guess close up. I don't know. This isn't very close up, is it? I might make the whole scene maybe a bit. I mean, this is extremely widescreen. I feel like that it doesn't need to be this widescreen. I'm gonna be honest, but I don't want to make it. I want to make it sort of like I want to make it YouTube frame aspect. Because it would be a bit stupid if I made it iPad aspect and people had to watch it like that. It would be dumb, but I think like widescreen is a bit more cinematic, but I don't really care. But yeah, cuts to him here. There's so much empty space. I don't like this composition. It was supposed to be really cool, but now it just looks stupid because all the empty space. It's just dumb. But yeah, cuts to him shouting, "Quiet!" because he wants everyone to just shut up so he can defeat everyone himself. And he steps back. He takes a step back. Oh, actually, I could like make a cooler. Yeah, I looked online for how to do storyboarding. And it just obviously it didn't work. I don't know. Storyboarding is really weird because you just do whatever you want, and it's just as long as you could represent what you're trying to express. I mean, not that I've done it here. I haven't really expressed anything here. He goes quiet, and he steps back. To just like compose himself, to like just quiet down. And the other dude, the contester, he takes that opportunity, teleports behind you, forms a spear of art. Well, okay, so it's a bit, God, the elements like that, elements that is a bit hard to just show in a frame, in a single frame, but in a video it would go something like this. So the ice would the energy of ice would be forming behind him. The dragon, the contester, would teleport into where the energy is, and the energy is like just behind it. I'm just gonna draw them out of the same color because I'm not switching all these colors. Okay, this is really hard to express. And he would grab on to the beginnings of an ice spear. Well, I mean, they use ice because it's just like it's sort of like the sharpest element of of them all, I guess. I mean, there is earth, but that's not quite. And there's also air, but it's not exactly. It would be anticlimactic climactic if there was just like a breeze of wind that just blows through the scene. But it would grab on to the beginnings of the ice spear. The ice spear would shoot backwards, like I guess sort of like what would you call these? Like a tripod, but in the air. So it would like sort of I guess stabilize itself. I don't really know. This stuff is sort of weird, okay, but well, sort of weird. You don't say. Well, the energy would probably the energy orb would probably not be here anymore, and it would start just forming the ice sphere, and it would come through. It would start forming through. But like quickly, not how I drew it very slowly. It would come through very quickly, and all that flies through, spears through the god's chest and out the other end, and the crystal would be just off screen. This is like pro composition here, alright. This is just what goes on in my head, and I think it's kind of cool, but I don't really know how it would work in practice. And as it comes out, I mean, it's emitting a glow, so it sort of like lights up the scene. It sort of lights up the front, and then afterwards, this guy just disappears. So he just, I guess, suddenly, he just suddenly disappears, and he's not here anymore. And then the crystal, after the ice sphere sort of disintegrates, because I guess that's sort of a thing they can do once they're experienced with ice. They can disintegrate ice as well, because I mean, the ice I'm sort of using in my world, like whenever someone's using ice, it's sort of like it's like what's it called? Dry ice. Yeah, it's made out of air basically. So it sort of melts back into air, and they could accelerate that progress, I guess. So after he disappears, or as he disappears, the ice sphere disintegrates, and down into the frame drops the crystal. And I mean, I didn't explain this very well. Yeah, when the guy teleports behind him, he's sort of blurry, so you sort of just see like, oh, what's gonna happen, and then this happens, and then the crystal drops, and I mean, well, just the order of things is a bit confusing. So he spears this guy disappears as the ice is disintegrating, and then it focuses on the crystal, and then it focuses on the guy behind him, the guy that's left, right? God, it's just it's weird filmmaking stuff that's just impossible to talk about. And I've made a right mess of this. Right, can we just get rid of everything here? Except for we can have this guy suddenly appear behind him. Cool, alright. Yeah, so I don't know. That might be cool. It might just be stupid. But yeah, so that's sort of like the scene, the ending scene, the sort of epic finale. I don't know if I've done it justice. I mean, I've not made it yet, but it just sounds a bit. Yeah, it sounds cool in concept, but in practice, who knows? It might just be rubbish. Yeah. So when he gets speared, when the spear comes out the other end, because all you can see is sort of his mouth. That's sort of how I framed it. You just see like his mouth crease a bit, like he's unpleased or something, and he just disappears. So that's how it goes. And I guess the logistics behind all of this, the world building logistics, is so basically that's his soul. His soul is literally just this crystal. His soul is inside this crystal, and so with nothing left inside him, he's not like controlled by anything anymore. He uses basically the last of the energy in his blood, because blood is circulating. It's still in his body. So he uses that, and he's able to teleport away like that, and even though all his energy and his soul is inside this crystal. Well, I mean, I guess it's a pearl, but like it's like an ugly pearl, because he's sort of had to really compact it and make it dense and stuff. I can't really draw it here because I don't know how ugly pearls look, but it's basically like the reveal of what was behind all of this. I guess I don't really know. It's just a cool shot, I think. That's really all it is. And you could sort of see with its falling, you could sort of see its weight, that it just goes into the ground when it falls. I think that would be a cool sort of reveal. I don't know. It's not quite a reveal. It's just a scene, a sort of film device, I guess. I don't really know, but yeah, he's gone. And afterwards, this guy comes over and he smashes the crystals. So all the souls get released, and they're just in the air now. They're just like flying around, whatever. I don't really know what souls do once they're just chilling in the air. I guess they just go. And that's also something, I guess, in dragon culture that I sort of made. You can either keep the crystal that the soul was in after the body's died, or you could sort of smash it and then just let the soul just like go away. And I don't know, like it's sort of like a greed versus I guess freedom sort of conundrum, I guess. Like if you keep the crystal, I guess you're greedy or something. You're keeping the soul to yourself, or you could like let the soul go on adventure or something. I don't know what the point is though. Like why is the soul just like gone away? Like where is it going? Is it gonna go find like a tree or something to go sit in? It doesn't. I don't really know. I feel like it's more symbolic than practical. So yeah, that's really that, I guess. Yeah, he smashes this pearl, I suppose, because the god is umbral element. That is why umbral dragons are sort of looked down upon, is because of this guy, who farmed everyone and and became this big bad guy. But yeah, so his soul is like gone now. His soul is just away in the air, flying around. I don't really know if souls control like where they go or something, or they're just like completely confused as to where they are. Maybe they're like ghosts, like they don't know they're ghosts. They're just like chilling and they think like, oh, I want to go see my wife and kids today. Oh wait, they're terrified of me. Oh no. I don't know. All right, but basically this guy, he's like a zombie now, because he's got no soul. But where he teleports off to. Oh well, I guess we're still here, right? We're still here. So this guy cracks open the crystal, and since it's got since it's got a lot of energy and magic in it, it creates the repeating lands, like I said, from Minecraft, where everything's just again and again. And it makes a stairway into the sky, and that's kind of cool. And that's going to be a cool thing to animate, I guess. But I guess after the end credits, we see this guy has teleported into like a secret hideout. Well, I mean, literally, the world's huge. He could literally be anywhere, and it would be a secret hideout. But basically, it's where he stored his backup plan, I guess, or his just like last stand. Well, not really. He's so like it's kind of done at that point, and he sort of just mindlessly like picks up the pearl and sort of inputs it. What? Sort of just puts it inside himself, just mindlessly. So yeah, basically, he's got another soul, just chilling somewhere, and I don't know. Basically, it's his dad, I think, and that's why I don't know who this is, because in the current days, this guy still exists, but he's Crow, I think. So like this guy who's fighting this guy whose soul is inside the crystal that was smashed. That might be Crow's son. I don't know how it works. So, but or I could make a whole new character, because I don't know. I've really become attached to Crow being like a benevolent god now. Like Crow not being like bad or evil or anything. I mean, I used to think like he was bad, but now he's good. But like, he could totally just be like a chill guy, but like he's just possessed some guy who was evil, which was his son. It might be, because I don't know. It's like, well, wouldn't that mean like Crow is dead? So okay, right. God, I need to figure out the logistics of this. So Crow has a son. His son wants power. His son gets power. His son gets really powerful. Well, I like the thing is, Crow would kind of steal the show from his son, wouldn't he? If he was actually a thing, because his son would just be like a afterthought, I want to make his son also like really fleshed out character. So I don't know. I guess that's what I need to do just afterwards. Make this guy who's really cold-blooded and really murderous, also a fleshed out character. So I could sort of not make him like an afterthought. But Yeah, so Crow has his son, and his son gets powerful. His son gets killed. I mean, no, hold on, we skipped quite a bit here. So Crow dies somehow. His son keeps his crystal, but he doesn't. Well, he doesn't absorb it because he knows he knows he'll have to gain control over his father, which probably, well, he'd have to respect his father if that was the case. So Crow is a very respectable father, I guess. I don't know though, how would that work if Crow was a respectable but also let his son become a god? I don't really know how that sort of works, but I guess his son keeps his pearl. Well, Crow's pearl. I guess Crow would be sort of pure. I think. I don't think Crow would be, unless Crow is just like another like really terrible person that just like farmed people as well, but just maybe Crow was like a responsible farmer. Like he got all of his elements like from battles and actually like like when you fish up tuna and you don't do it in nets, you do it like you do it fish by fish. That's how I imagine Crow got all his souls. So Crow did it like that, and so he's also powerful, but Crow died somehow. I don't really know what. But now his son just like keeps his crystal. But wouldn't it make more sense if his son just took all of the souls his father had as well? I guess some moral issues sort of keeps him from doing that. I haven't figured out what, but I'm sure I will. I sure I will. Yeah, so Crow's son gets killed, and without a soul, he just uses his body just like sort of defaults to going to his father's peril and putting it in. And so now Crow is controlling his son. Now he's in control of the mothership. So now he just like sort of has to heal and stuff because he got a hole punched through his chest just a second ago. So I guess Crow's sort of lamenting over what his son's done, and I guess I don't know, something. That's basically where the history ends. And Crow goes into hiding or something because he doesn't really want to walk around inside a killer's body, It's a bit. I mean, he is a killer, but he's not that sick to like farm people, So he goes into hiding, and maybe he goes on the moon or something now, and he inhabits the moon or something. I don't know. It's whatever from there. So yeah, that's the history. That's the history of Me Dragon World, and I think it kind of works. I do need to flesh it out a lot more than what we have here, because what we have here is quite. God, my microphone is all the way down there, but we are nearing the end because my voice has completely lost. Oh no, but yeah. Honestly, it's starting to come together, and I do like how it's looking. Like I'm not thinking about like, oh, how's this work? What is that? Like these are all problems I can solve. All of these problems aren't really that like crazy. I could totally just think up some solutions for them. Unlike before where everything was just messy and like what on earth is even going on in the world, and I have to change all of this stuff just to make that thing work. Yeah. So now everything just seems like it's falling in place, and I can really start to just like flesh things out now and sort of. What are they like? I don't know. Put in the screws, hit the nails on the coffin. I don't know. Yeah, just finish up, I guess. So yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that. It's just a result of having to work all week, being able to world build a bunch, but yeah. Oh yeah, we're here again. Oh yeah, this is what the white iris would look like. That's what I tried to do here. Looks a bit stupid, to be honest. Maybe it could glow. Who knows? Because magic, whatever, But yeah, well, look at us being productive this week. Well, this video, not productive at all, that is. I was gonna finish up her body and then come up with a color palette, but I guess we just can't because we suck, I guess. Or unless we could film for another half an hour and go to 2 hours long and talk about what's recently been happening. I don't really know if I'm willing to do that though. My voice is nearly dead. And I just don't really have any ideas for what. I guess like put fur on her back or something. I don't know. I don't know how I was gonna make them like Eastern dragons. That's just completely not happened. I need to really like look at some. I need to get some inspiration for how to design bodies, because I don't know what to put on them. Like, what is this? Just like an airplane wing coming out here. Brilliant. All right, I don't need that. Okay, so oh, look at us. We didn't even use that Apple Pencil. we just put it on charge for the video, and it was just completely unused. Oh well, I'm sure it's done now. Here, I'll make a stroke on my iPad with it, just to sort of signify its use. Oh, how useless. All right, well, that's really that. That's all. Yeah, I'm not bothered doing anything more. Oh god, my microphone's covered again. Well, I'm not bothered doing anything more today. So yeah, well, literally, because I'm not gonna be able to do anything else on this. Hopefully I think I'll go and get some finish up. Well, not finish up, but get some more done of the walk cycle that I was supposed to be doing. Done. So yeah. God, my voice. Ouch. Hope you had fun learning about me world, and yeah, see you next world building session.